Good morning, good morning. This is Mount Vernon Matters. This is Jamie Pessin. What do we aim to do? We aim to talk about Mount Vernon and any issue that affects Mount Vernon. And I know if you're listening, that means you care about Mount Vernon, and I don't even need to tell you the topic today, the budget hearing. The budget hearing is the topic. That's what we're talking about. If you haven't seen it yet, I think you should go to the Mount Vernon website and just watch it. Reserve your comments until after you're finished watching it. But I'm going to give you the highlights right now. These are the highlights from my opinion, and I want to hear your opinion. So 914-636-0110. Maureen Walker, who is our comptroller, who I will continue to remind everybody that was reelected unopposed. That means she was reelected unopposed. Okay? She told us that she was going to vote no on the budget, or she has voted no on the budget, and she said due to inconsistencies and errors, and she was given the budget late, which means 3 p.m. that day of the budget hearing, and that the people are confused. She also failed to mention what the inconsistencies are, what the errors are, what's wrong, what's out of place. All she did was fold her arms and say, "I'm voting no." And I guess we're supposed to guess why. Maureen Walker, this is Jamie Pessin from Mount Vernon Matters. I hope you issue a formal statement in writing that expresses exactly what you feel is wrong with the budget, not what is wrong with the people who issued the budget, but what's wrong with the budget, because we need to know, and we need to know from you.
Just let me say for the record that this is not a budget that I support. When it came to the Board of Estimate, I voted no against it, because there are some inconsistencies in the budget. They are overestimated revenues, which I don't think we are going to generate. And as I look at the budget tonight, there are several errors in this proposed budget. I saw this budget, the final budget here, at about 3 o'clock this morning. There are several errors in it. So it's very disturbing to have a document for us to vote on, and for the people of the city to actually see. They wouldn't be able to comprehend what's in here. There's a lot of mathematical errors. I see a presentation being prepared, and there are also a lot of errors in it. And that is so disturbing too, because as a CPA, I really can't endorse something like this. I saw this presentation just about 10 to 15 minutes ago. Had I seen it before, I would have been able to tell them what was wrong in the presentation.
Are you through?
Okay, I'll also give you some other highlights. Councilwoman Deborah Reynolds, she was removed from the room by Mayor Davis, or he had the police escort her out for speaking out of turn. You know, and everything else is speculation on the reason why. But, you know, there were some words exchanged between the two of them. Go online, watch it for yourself.
Hey. You are out of order. You want to be, you can be, this is not the city council. You will be ejected from it.
And I won't be removed. I don't care. If Title V were built, it would not be built.
If you cannot maintain order, you will be escorted here. All right. You will. Okay.
I have a couple of.
I'll call the media in.
Call them in.
You could be escorted from here from raising our taxes.
Okay, so. Okay. Let me just say this. The YMCA has been in existence for a number of years, serving children for years.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's like the
Okay.
The other thing that we noticed is that Richard Thomas, councilman, stood up, and also Mayor Davis, he also agreed with Richard Thomas. I think Mayor Davis said it first, that the comptroller's office was subpoenaed 2 times for information to aid them in creating a budget, and that request was ignored 2 times. The comptroller also spoke on that issue during the meeting.
The council has subpoenaed records from the controller. And to my knowledge, that has not been answered.
I do want to make the record very clear with respect to some of the concerns raised by our Controller Walker. And quite frankly, I'm very disappointed in your comments, and I'm very disappointed in your conduct, because you had a chance over the entire 2013 to engage the City Council in a real structured, transparent, honest dialogue with respect to the budget. And if we're really going to reduce the tax rate, you got to share public information. It's not proprietary. And the bottom line is this council has, unfortunately, had to subpoena the controller twice to appear before us to provide information, and she's failed twice. She's ignored our request. We're simply trying to figure out, just quite frankly, what are our revenues, what are our liabilities, what kind of reserves do we have. We're being told we have none. We were told that before. And quite frankly, it's a shame that some people, some bureaucrats have more access to information than the City Council. And the bottom line is, even our water department refuses to give us a report on their revenues. This is unacceptable, and it has to stop. And I really do hope that in the near future, maybe over the weekend, you have a change of heart, and we can share some information and get to the bottom line and find some savings and stop the back and forth shenanigans, because since 1997 to 2013, Mount Vernon's taxes went from $130, municipal rate, to $341, representing a 162% tax increase. So that's something that I think you really have to address, because as the voice of the next generation, we're going to inherit this mess. We already have. And quite frankly, we need all the information and help we can get to cut this budget surgically and make sure that we get a lower tax rate that people can afford. This cold snap sent electric rates, gas rates through the roof. So we really do hope that we can get all the information so we can make an informed decision and not have a dishonest dialogue. Last thing, no one will buy a house without a home inspection. And that's what you're kind of creating for us right now. So please let us inspect the records. Thank you.
These are the things that I saw, but mainly what I saw is I saw a lot of people that we elect sitting in a room that were supposed to give information to the people that were just arguing amongst themselves. Listen, do that on your time. Don't do that on our time. We want a short meeting that is informative, that lets us know exactly what we need to know. And I don't think the people got that night. Okay, and by the way, we do have a guest on the line, so I'm going to just introduce them right now. Good morning. Who's on the line?
Good morning. This is Damon Jones. Good morning, Damien. How you doing, man?
Good morning, and thank you for calling in. And I just wanted to give people my brief, what I took from it. And I know you saw it yourself, and you're going to let us know what you took from it that night too.
Yes.
So tell us about what you saw, because it was a lot.
Well, what I saw was I saw chaos, and I saw a community that had enough. I saw new residents that are very disappointed in how the city handles its business. Not going after any particular person, but as the city handles its business as a whole. I saw a young man that came to the podium and said that he only been living in the city for a year and he's ready to move. And I was taken back by that. But if you really understand this young man's frustration, probably because you have a lot of people that move from Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and moving to Mount Vernon because of the houses are basically more affordable than different areas in Westchester County. They feel that they're moving up the ladder. But actually, once they get here, then they realize that their taxes and what they see in their city government and what the city is giving back to the community as far as paying these high taxes, they were really better off where they were before. So yes, so people are upset. I saw a lot of finger pointing. I saw a lot of blaming, and I really don't understand why the controller did not respond to the city council, they do have the power to give her subpoenas on whatever they want to, actually. So she should have just handed over. She shouldn't have said, well, it's all in the book. Regardless of the fact, the city council has powers to do that. So the only thing she had to do was cooperate. You know, I mean, I think it's sad. Yes, they voted to go over the 2% tax cap. We knew that was going to happen. Why? Because they voted the same people in office, bro. They voted the same people in office. What do you expect? No, I didn't go to the meeting. No, I'm not going to go to the meeting. Because the same people that was complaining before the election, November 5th, before the primary in September, right? Didn't they turn around and vote the same people in office? And now they're complaining in January about the budget. That's foolishness.
But you know, Damon, one thing I'll say about that is that, yes, we do see the same people come out all the time, but we also see the same people stay home.
And you're correct. And you're correct. And that is something that I saw, even, you know, and you know, I don't know if the listeners know. Yes, I did run for city council, and that's something I saw, that people were not coming out. You get the same 2,000 people that actually vote. 2,000 people that actually vote, and the people that these policies are affected, not just the taxpayers. Well, if you get 2,000 people, you're not even getting the taxpayers that's coming out.
Well, you know,
the
Damon,
actual taxpayers.
These are my views. Whether we had the minimum, which would be the tax cap, whether we had the 8%, which is, I guess, the lowest they possibly could offer us, or whether we have somewhere that's more reasonable in the middle, like 4%, 5%, 6%.
Right.
You know, that's not what I'm upset about. What I'm upset about is that they filled a room with people who were there for one thing, to understand the budget. Not from an expert's point of view, because as they tell us that they are experts or they are informed people that we have elected and we should trust them. I don't trust you. You know, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just that we deserve to look behind the curtain. We deserve an explanation on what's going on, whether or not I think you're the best person for the job. And I don't think that happened. I think Mayor Davis did have a good presentation. But as far as the line by line, what the budget is, as far as the comptroller letting us know what errors and inconsistencies occurred, as far as everybody getting along together just to present information, the people left that place confused, upset, and even more disinterested in the process of electing people to help us. And that's what I took away.
And you're 100%. You're 100% right. Well, one thing we need to be aware is that they know that this is going to happen. They know that there's going to be the certain same people that's going to create chaos and take the meeting off the direction of informing the people. We already know that. It's the same when you go to the city council meeting in Mount Vernon. It's the same people. It's the same people that's for it, and it's the same people that's against it. And the people that voice their opinion are the same people that create chaos. Not even talking, they don't even talk about the budget. They're talking about something way on left field that has nothing to do with the budget. I saw a few people do that. It has nothing to do with that. But that's what it does. And then at the end of the day, the hard-working Mount Vernon citizen, he gets nothing out of the meeting. Nothing out of the meeting. Nothing, totally nothing out of the meeting. So, I mean, these are the things that has to be addressed. And we need to, and they need to have a clear sketch. You know, they need to be clear on really explaining stuff, especially the controller. She handles the money. She's the number person. She's definitely the number person. I can't see them saying we're going to, and it's a shame that Michelle Johnson even got up there and said they offered furloughs to the fire and police department.
So this
Are
is
you
Mount
kidding
Vernon
me?
Matters. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back. Damon Jones will stay on the line to give his opinion of the meeting. Call us up after the break. We want to hear yours. Mount Vernon Matters. Jamie Pessin.
You cannot cut your way out of prosperity.
We're back. This is Mount Vernon Matters. This is Jamie Pessin. We've been talking about the budget hearing that recently happened. And, you know, it's funny because it's already 2014 and we're talking about a recommended budget that has not yet been put in place. But, you know, I'm not going to stay on the negative. I'm not going to just linger there and watch how many people flock to it. I'm going to talk about the positive in the meeting, too. So let me start by saying that Mayor Davis, he gave a presentation. That presentation, it has explained some things that I felt were vital to be explained. He explained that a lot of our taxes, 65%, will go into the school. And he also is using the quote that I hear him say often, that you cannot cut your way to prosperity, which to me means that you cannot cut the services in City Hall just to reduce the taxes, because we still need the services. He also mentioned several things that were on track, such as Dole Center. Work on the Dole Center has been done. Stevens House, roofs that are owned by City Hall. The YMCA was purchased. Big belly trash bins were put in the city by Mayor Davis. Arts on 3rd attracted 50,000 people. Summer Breeze concerts occurred and attracted a lot of people as well. Memorial Field, he stated, is due to be completed sometime in February, as well as the tennis center. And Westchester Community College, who recently moved their doors, are going to open January the 22nd. And he mentioned a collaboration between him and the superintendent to try to get the schools back on track. This is just a brief mention that he made of what the city is doing with our taxes. I think that it's good to point out what the city is doing with the taxes. I do think the people need more detail, but I believe that that was a good start. And not everybody that was an elected official behind that table gave information. So I want to commend him for at least saying that much. And let's get back into our views on the budget hearing. Of course, if you want to call us up, 914-636-0110. I do have Damon Jones on the line, but I'm going to have you hold on for a moment because we do have, we have our good friend Chris Breezy Rubano. And I just wanted to introduce you before it's too late. How are you?
I'm good, Jamie. Good morning.
Good morning. Did you go to the meeting?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you like it?
Well, it was good and not good at the same time.
What did you like about the meeting?
Well, that Mount Vernon Library is being progressed a lot more than the city has. And
right. I have heard progress in the library, despite I think a $500,000 cut.
I believe so. Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how much it was. I think 500,000, which I don't know how they're going to function, because last year they were talking about that they can't function at all if they receive a cut, and they just got that cut. So I don't know. But Damon Jones, you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. So
how old is Chris? Sounds young.
Oh yeah, he is. Tell me your age.
I'm 20 years old, sir.
Well, that's great, man, and I commend you for going to the city meeting at your age and being concerned, because as you become a adult, you'll be left with what this city will be, and I commend you and really stay focused and stay involved, because the decisions that these elected officials make today will affect you when you're an adult and you have kids here and you're raising kids here. So continue to come out, continue to ask questions, continue to speak out on the conditions of the city, what you think needs to get fixed and what you think can be better, and hopefully you'll take a part in the process and run for office, because what we do need is we need younger people We need younger people to get involved in the future of the city. We need that because there's a disconnect between some of the older leaders and the younger people. And we need you to get the younger people to come out and vote, to definitely begin to come out and vote and take part of this process. The 18, 19, 20-year-olds up to 25, they need to start coming out and vote because there's a lot of young people in the city, but they're not taking part in this political process and the future of the city.
I agree with what you've said. More younger people, as soon as you're eligible to vote, you need to come outside and use it. Honestly, even if you misuse it at first, just start learning. Just don't misuse it, but you want to educate yourself. You want to get out there. You want to use your vote just because it's yours. When I remember when I turned 18, I was like, I could do anything. Walked out the house, and I swear I did. Children, they need to take that same attitude with the vote. They need to say, I own this world now, and I'm going to use my vote to make it better, or at least, make it the way I would like to live, or the way, because I notice a lot of teenagers and up to 30, they complain about how the police treat them. They complain about how the city doesn't do anything for them. They complain about how the school system failed them. But then they fail themselves by not using their vote to get what they want. It doesn't make sense.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So I mean, the fact that I don't see more young people in that meeting, that is the number one problem. And the number two problem is that they're not coming out to vote. But I want to hear their voices before they vote.
That's right. But, I think the majority, I think the majority of the people that was there, they didn't mind paying taxes. But what their problem was that they didn't see the services for what their taxes were paying for. They didn't see, like one of the guys, he stood up, he said, listen, it's the simple things. It's like putting a sign that says, do not litter. It's like coming and fixing a light. He was like, it's the small things. It's like they didn't see those small things. It's like, getting the snow removed. Not waiting till it rained to get snow away from your house.
Damon, there's one thing I wanted to say to that guy. I'm glad you reminded me of that guy because I agree with most of what he said except for one thing. You don't need a sign to let somebody know. How about the don't smoke marijuana in public signs? Come on. If it's illegal, I don't want to see a sign. I want to see enforcement. And then that person... Yeah.
Well, that too. Well, that too. Well, maybe he wasn't getting enforcement, so he said, "Hell, can I just get a sign?"
So, Damon, hold on. We have a call, so we're going. Just stay on the line. But good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to Mount Vernon Matters. How can we help you?
Good morning, Jamie. Samuel Rivers. How you doing?
Sam Rivers. It's an honor. Go ahead. How are you?
Hey, Sam.
I'm all right. I got a chance to watch this budget meeting. I wasn't there physically, but I saw it online. It's quite embarrassing, from a city, the stuff that goes on. One thing, I'm not even talking about the mayor removing one of the council members. That was just absurd. But in all the projects, I hear him mentioning all these buildings going up, which is good. But how many of these buildings have pilot programs? I'm a real estate broker. No administration has sat down with us real estate professionals. We sell the city on a daily basis. Our opinion about the trends, how many people are moving into the city, how many people are moving out to the city, what are the values going for. We're losing a tremendous amount of transfer taxes, and all these buildings going up are getting pilot programs. So who's going to have to pay for this? The homeowners. And you mentioned something about a collaboration between the school board. What advice can the mayor possibly bring to the school board, or vice versa, when both of their houses are failing? I didn't hear about this. And I think it needs to be explained to the public because this city is doomed. I think we're about 2 minutes away from becoming Detroit.
There's always a recovery right beyond the clouds. We just need to extract it. We need to tell the elected officials to do what we elected them for, which is give us a budget in a timely fashion, explain what's in it, and make the cuts that we suggest. So, Sam, you still there?
I don't think it's a matter of... Yes.
I just want to let you know something, Sam.
Because you can cut.
Sam, you're showing
What was that?
you're showing itself, and we only have 1 minute left. But if you call next week, I will give you as much time as you want to voice your opinion.
All right, I got it. I'll see you. Call you next week.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your cooperation. Damon, I'm gonna let you get the last word. We have 1 minute left.
Well, one thing I was very disappointed in Maria Calvello when she stated that, and this is a line of statements that she has made in public about Mount Vernon, saying Mount Vernon is going the way of Harlem. Now, what is she talking about? Harlem property is worth more than Mount Vernon. They have economic development. They got movie theaters. They got restaurants. So what is she actually saying that is going by Harlem?
Look at the papers, look at our streets, look at the garbage. We look worse than Harlem does.
I think you need to have her on the show to explain herself that.
She's
because
been
the
invited.
only thing I could recognize Harlem with African Americans.
We had to talk about that today. She's been invited, so if she comes, she comes.
Well, all right. Well, I hope she comes on and explains herself.
This is Mount Vernon
And
Matters,
thank
and
thank you, Jamie.
thank you very much. That was Damon Jones, Samuel Rivers, Chris Breezy Rubano. I'm Jamie Pessin. This is Mount Vernon Matters. Call us next week. We really want to get deeper into these issues.
And have a good morning.